Welcome back, friends, to Hidden Heights Farm. So Walt says hello too. In the last video, I told you guys we had a miracle over here in the Peacock pen. I can't really explain this. It is I'm running all this stuff through my mind trying to figure it out, so hopefully you guys can help me out, because I know so many of you watch all our videos and you go way back a while back, which for this you don't have to go too far back, but maybe some of you can refresh in my memory, because my memory is not the greatest anymore. You guys know we got the baby geese over here. They started hatching out. We got a few left. We've been selling some. I think I got the rest of them sold. Walt has been strutting around. It is springtime. Springtime here, you get a lot of babies, you get a lot of bad storms, stuff like that. We got some friends greeting us here. Well, you know, guys, emus. So guys, we have something going on here that I can't explain, but somebody's got some explaining to do. Who is it? Shadow? I need some help, girl. So you got some explaining to do. Yeah, you're not talking much. So you guys know we got all the new baby kids, all the new goats over in the Kiko and the Spanish pen. Well, we had a little surprise over here too. I got a surprise behind me fixing to peck my ears, I'm sure. We come out here, I think it was the day after the baby geese was born, and Rachel looked outside and she seen two little baby goats. Okay, so there's a story to this, and this is where you guys are gonna have to help me figure out what I'm missing and where are these goats. I'm not seeing them, so we got to find the baby goats. So Shadow is the mom, we do know that. So let's go on a little Easter egg hunt here. They were playing on these rocks just a minute ago. Where's your babies? Can you call them for me? She's looking for them. Let's follow her. Let's see if we can't find them. Shadow, where's your babies? I don't see them. You know where the babies are? Me neither. I don't see them. Alright, come on, Shadow, let's go look. I got in there, girl. I looked. Sometimes I like to hide up here. And you want to see cute baby goats. These goats, these little pygmy goats, are some of the cutest goats you will ever see. She's still calling for them. I don't see them yet, though. I'm gonna guess they are probably in the barn. Let's go to the barn and look. And plus, Millie is still sitting on the eggs in the barn. They should be hatching any day. And before we go look in the barn, let me show you guys the baby geese. I'm not hurting your babies. Looky here, guys. They are growing very quickly. They're doing good. Got a heat lamp up there plugged in for them. They've been sleeping under that every night. They've been sleeping under their mom, but luckily their mom is smart enough to get under the heat lamp. Shadow, come on, let's go find your babies. I'm thinking they're in the barn. Where else could they be? Not seeing them. I'm just looking for baby goats. Oh, here they are. No, that's a chicken. Faked me out. They're not in here either, girl. I guess your babies are gone. Wow, look who's been busy. The chickens. Holy cow, look at this. That's not a pretty egg. I don't know what it is. It's Robin's egg blue almost. Alright, Shadow, they're not in here. Where's your babies? Come on, let's go find them. You ain't eating some mineral. Alright, we're gonna find these babies. Maybe. Baby goats. Where? Oh, here they are. Shadow, I found them. We have a miracle over here, guys. Look at this. Shadow. Shadow, you always have the prettiest babies. You know that? There's your mama. So yeah, we got some new baby goats over here, and the weird thing about it, guys. Hey, excuse you. Don't pet me. All right, everybody thinks, I don't know, everybody's got to come in here and see the babies. They're a couple days old already, so I don't know what the surprise is. Here's what blows my mind. We got rid of our bucks like last summer. You guys, if you follow us by now, you know goat gestation, or how long goats are pregnant. It's about 150 days, 145 days for the smaller breed goats, somewhere in between there. Let me get away from these loud geese. So I'm trying to figure out who the dad is to these goats, because we do have, you guys know we got Bo. He's a New Zealand Kiko. But the weird thing is, we didn't put him in here over 5 months ago. If you guys remember, we put him in with the Spanish and the Kikos first, and they just started having their babies a few days ago. He was in that pen for at least 2 months, and I think it was about 10 weeks total. So he hasn't been in here but like 3 months. So most of these goats being born over here should be about 2 months to 3 months behind the Kiko and the Spanish. Now, they carry their babies for almost the exact same time, you know, give or take a few days with these smaller breeds. And Shadow is a pygmy. She's full-blood pygmy. She's one of the original pygmies that we have left. So the babies are fully grown. They're not born early or anything else. How did Shadow get pregnant? How did she get pregnant and have these babies? Because she had them a day after we had the Kiko babies over in the big pen. My mind's blown. Rachel said that she thinks that maybe we had a little buck running around and maybe we sold it late in the fall, but I do not remember that. So I haven't went back and watched the videos yet. Been busy with all these kids and everything else. So maybe you guys can remember, did we have any little bucks in here? The last one, I can't remember who it was. We had Chip, and then we got rid of him. We got rid of Elle a long time ago. He was never over here anyways. He was the white Kiko we had. But somehow she got pregnant, and she has never got out of this pen. The only buck on the farm right now is Bo, the Kiko buck, and he has been over there with the Spanish and Kikos until about 3 months ago, and then we put him in here. So I can't explain it. I don't know what's going on, but it don't matter. We got some cute kids. So these are half New Zealand and half pygmy. And someone keeps pecking my neck. Get out of here. And these are some cute kids. I think they're both girls. I can't remember. So Shadow's a good mom. She don't care if you mess with her babies or not. She's an older mom, and nothing better than these cute little baby goats. But here's the deal. I've been talking to you guys. We have been trying to breed our goats to have babies later in the year, not in the middle of winter. Well, we are still in winter time, and it's cold right now. It's, you know, it's in the 30s. Sometimes you get some baby goats born that you know, might need some extra heat or something. So we always have electric out here. We have our barn and stuff set up to where we can put heat lamps on the babies and the mamas if needed. Sometimes you get babies that the moms reject, or for whatever reason the mom don't have milk. You got to use heat lamps. You got to bottle feed those babies. Now, yes, you could bring them in your house, but they're going to make a big mess. So I don't advise doing that. And another thing on the farm is, comes with springtime. We're early spring in Oklahoma. Even at the beginning of spring, you're still going to get winter storms. You're going to get snow. You're going to get ice. In a couple days, or tomorrow, I think, it is supposed to storm, and we have tornado warnings. Supposedly, it could be tornadoes tomorrow. So, like I said, it's still cold. So look what we got here. We got this electric set up. We got a heat lamp. The mamas and the babies has been sleeping under this at night. That's on. It's nice and warm. We like our moms to be able to raise the babies as natural as possible. The goats, the birds, anything that has babies, you know, we like to let the moms raise them. There's nothing better than being raised by your own mom. And we did that trial this year with the geese. We can't control when the geese start laying their eggs, but a few videos back I kind of talked about all that. where the geese start laying their eggs. They wait till they get a clutch of eggs, and then they have enough and they start setting on them, incubating them, and then they hatch. Now in the springtime is when most people hatch their eggs. You know, people always try to gather chicken eggs every spring. All the farmers and stuff I know are homesteaders. They always try to have a new brood of laying hens or meat birds every spring or so. You don't want to try to do it in the winter time, because then you got to raise babies outside and you got to have heat lamps, all that good stuff. Well, we're still in winter. It's not quite spring, so we're still cold. If it wasn't for this mama goose being a good mom, we'd have to put these babies in the house. We'd have to put them in a brooder and rely on electric. So that is where I'm leading to next. We have just received a product and we were asked to do a review over, and I think this is going to be a game changer. If everything works like it says, this could be a game changer for us as far as hatching eggs, as far as being able to take care of the baby goats. And what we're going to talk about is this new product by Bluetti. So guys, Bluetti sent us a product. It is an AC500 unit with the B300S. Now this is battery operated. So this is your batteries down here. This is just pretty much a control unit. This unit does not have batteries in it. So you guys know we got generators, we got other kinds of means to use for electric. But what I told Bluetti is, if I can run heat lamps and water heaters off of this, because this is what we would primarily use this for on our farm. Now we do have the wood stove, we have stuff like that in our house. This is capable of running most of our house as well. I think the only thing it won't run is our heat and air conditioner. Like I said, we got a wood stove, so this will control all the lights. It will control the refrigerator, the microwave, all that type of stuff. I know it will do that. What I want to know is, will this actually help out on the farm with controlling heat lamps and multiple heat lamps? And you guys know we got the stock tank water heaters, because we're still in winter. We're still down in the 20s every night. We got to keep the water heaters plugged in. We don't have a pond over here in the Pico pen at all, so we have to rely on electric. You can see we got electric lines right there going to it. Well, here's what I was just telling you guys. We're still in winter. Spring's right around the corner. Tomorrow we are supposed to have good chances of having tornado activity, severe thunderstorms, and you can take a look around where we live. We live in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains. Most of the power lines and everything are surrounded by trees. So when you get these tornadoes, you get these high winds come in, just about every spring you can just about count on losing electricity. And here is where this could come in handy for us. If you guys have been following our channel, just about every year we have tried to hatch out peacock eggs. Last year we bought some high-dollar Sebastopol geese eggs, and these eggs are not cheap. If you guys have ever researched them or tried to buy some, they are hard to find. They're not cheap. We had the incubator set and our power went out for more than 2 days, and we lost several eggs. We lost a whole batch of eggs, so we wasted money. Luckily there was someone local, I say local, they're over an hour away, that had some that I was able to get. I had to order some from a hatchery because our hatch didn't work out because our electricity went out. So this is where this could be a game changer. If you guys are farmers, if you're raising baby goats, sheep, calves, or anything where you have to run a barn or some kind of facility if you're in bad weather, that is what we are going to test out today. So this is a standalone unit. These come apart, as you can see, and what is nice is this makes it mobile. It has so many different inputs and outputs. We're going to talk about all that, but first let me get this thing set up. It will actually also work with solar panels. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. Let me get this set up and we will go over it, and we will do some testing to see if this thing actually works. And you know, I don't have to, this will be awesome. So let's just set it up and see if it works like they say it does. Okay guys, so I have already unboxed these Bluetti items, and now what I'm going to do is the initial setup. So it comes with this standalone cable. I know a lot of people are intimidated when it comes to electrical things like generators and these battery banks and stuff like that, but Bluetti makes things so simple that you cannot mess up, especially with like these adapters right here. And this is to adapt the battery up to this control unit. So we'll go ahead, it says, stuff out of the way. So battery 1 right here. And like I said, this is so user friendly, anybody can do it. You don't have to be scared. Just snaps in and then you can click lock. Same thing with this one, it's exactly the same. This says battery 1. You heard it click, there we go. So now what we're gonna do is turn it on. Got a green light. Let me get the camera a little closer. All right, so it's coming on. I know it's hard for you guys to see this. So we are at 98% battery, so they shipped it with the charge on it. And what is also cool about this Bluetti is it comes with an app. Bluetti makes an app, and I've already been playing with it on my phone. I will throw up a screenshot here in a little bit, but for now, let's try out some of these plugs. This is crazy. This is awesome. I don't think people realize how much power battery banks can actually put out. And Bluetti only sent me one of the B300S battery banks, but you can put up to 6 battery banks with this unit for a total of a little over 18,000 watt hours, and that's a lot of power. So you can power something for quite a bit of time with that. So let's go over some of the outputs that it has before we actually try this thing out. So it's got DC output 12 volt 30 amp, and DC output DC 24 volt DC 10 amps. This is like a cigarette lighter type output. Then you got your 20 amp max AC, got 3 of those. That would be just like your normal house plugs, your 120 volt. Then we got a 30 amp max, 30 amp twist plug. Then you got a 30 amp, it's like a dryer plug right there. And then also a 50 amp plug for all you people that like to go RVing, or you have the big trailers and stuff that you have to power, like with the living quarters. This right here would be completely awesome. All right, going to the DC output, you got USB. This would be something that I would be able to charge my MacBook with. It's got the USB-C port. That is a newer technology. It's actually got 2 of those. Then you got your regular old school USB A's, 18 watts, 2 of them. Then you got a USB A 5 volt DC 3 amps. So quite a bit of options. And even down here on the B300S, you got another cigarette lighter plug that is 10 amps, 2 more USB-C, or 1 more USB-C 100 watt, and a USB A 18 watt. And you can turn your DC on down here with this button. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and turn on AC output on. And I got a lot of hungry goats and animals back behind me making all kinds of noises. All right, let me zoom in here. Maybe that will help you guys. All right, so that is lit up. It says AC load. We are at 98% capacity. So what we're gonna do, guys, this is gonna be something that we would absolutely use on the farm if this works. We have to use heat lamps whenever we have babies, like the baby chickens, baby geese, baby goats sometimes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to plug in a couple of these. Let's see here. All right. There's one. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That is on. That is a 200 watt light. And right here, actually it might be a 250, because this is saying that we are pulling 250 watts from this unit. If I could ever get this thing to focus. There we go. 248 watts. And that's one of them. If our math serves us correctly, we should be able to put about 20 some of these 200 watt bulbs, these heat lamps, on this unit. I don't think we'd ever have to do that, but it's nice to know that if we had to, we could. All right, there's 2 of them plugged in. You guys can see, ooh, that's nice and warm. We got 2 of them plugged in. Now we are at 372 watts of use. I know it's hard for you guys to see. Okay, so this thing did not even make a hiccup. So we're at 98%. We'll let it run a minute and see what happens. There's one more thing I want to try. Like I said, I want to try to hook up one of our stock tank heaters, because those are some big dogs that pull like 1500 watts of power. And that would be something, like I said, we don't have ponds over here. So if we lose electric, these animals are not going to have any fresh water to drink unless I go down to the lake or the creek and haul it back and forth. So I'm gonna let these run. I'm gonna go grab one of those stock tank heaters, and we'll be right back, and we'll really test this thing out. Okay, this is one of the biggest power users we use on the farm. This is a floating stock tank heater, and I don't know if it's gonna work for sure because it has a thermostat in it that it only controls it from 35 degrees or lower, and I don't know if we're that cold, so I don't know if it's gonna kick on or not, but let's try it anyways. Okay, yeah, we are at 1900 watts. Now this is crazy. Let me see if I can get this zoomed in here. Man, that is amazing. That is a lot of power. That is a lot of power, and this thing is on. I can feel the heat coming off on it. I think it will only come on for just a little bit, and since it's above freezing right now, it'll probably turn off, but we'll watch it for a minute and we'll let it run. Sometimes when it has like some of these feathers and stuff on there, it'll kind of smolder or smoke a little bit, but you can see the other lights are on. This thing is running. We are at 95% now, so we'll kind of let it sit there and see how it does. That is amazing. That's hot. So yeah, 1800 watts. Okay, it just kicked off. I heard the little thermostat shut this thing off, so it's not going to work for long term because it's not below freezing. If it was below freezing, this thing would stay on until it got the water above 35 degrees, and then that water, or the water would be at 35 degrees, and then this little thermostat on here would tell that little heat unit to kick off. And since the temperature right now is above 35, it's not going to stay on long, but we do know the unit will run it, and it will actually run at least maybe 2 more of these things. So that is amazing. Wow. Now another cool feature that this Bluetti has, watch this, guys. All right, so my phone is at 89%. Now what's cool about this is this has wireless charging built in on top, so you just lay your smartphone on top like that. You come down here and you DC off, you turn it on, your DC input on. All right, DC load. There we go, 4 watts. So it is wirelessly charging my phone. So how cool is that? Come out to the barn to do your farm work, leave this thing in your barn or something to where it controls your heat lamps, all your stock tank heaters. Put your phone right on top and it's charging as well, and you still have all kinds of different outputs that you could use. All right, so we're gonna leave this stuff on. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this water tank heater. We'll set it aside. Now let's get into some of the ways you can charge this thing. We know it's gonna work with the heat lamps and the water tank heater. So how are we gonna recharge it? The grid's down. It is we're in the middle of a winter storm. How are we gonna charge this? We don't have any electricity. Well, that is where these guys come in. So look at this. We have 400 watts of solar panels, and from what I'm reading on these Bluetti units, they will take universal solar panels. So if you got some on your house, if you got some on your shop or garage, if you got some of these standalone charging panels like I do, these are made for traveling with battery packs. If you go camping, RVing, stuff like that, you can just set them out. And looky here, the sun is not shining today. The sun is not shining today, so this is going to be a true test. Now what's cool about these Bluetti units is you can charge this thing while it's working. So I've already got my solar panels set up, like I said. I need to figure out the wiring. I'll go through all this stuff right here and see which plug we got to use, and then we'll try out the solar charger and see how it works. Okay guys, so we got our heat lamp still on. We're pulling 373 watts. Bluetti sends all of the cables in a bag like this, so we're going to go over what some of these cables do. This is the AC charger. So if you do have electric and you just want to recharge this unit, you come over here. Everything is labeled very well. It says AC input 100 to 240 volts, 50 amp. And these, like I said, these are all plug and play, super easy to use. There's nothing really to mess up. It has a dot right here. You line it up with that dot, plug it in, and then you can plug this right into a receptacle or an extension cord off your house power. We're not going to do that today. We are going to try to use this in a real-time scenario where we are out of electric. We got new babies on the ground that need heat lamps. We got little newly hatched geese that need heat lamps. This is do or die. We don't have a way to get to town to get fuel for our gasoline generators or anything like that. We got to rely on this Bluetti. So we're really testing this thing out today. We're at 94%. We went over the AC cord. Here is the cigarette charge cord. So if you are traveling or if you have a pickup full of diesel, you could turn that thing on, plug this into that truck or tractor if it has this plug, and plug this right in, and you could actually charge the Bluetti that way. Or this is another solar panel input cable, but the one we're going to be using today is this one because we have two different solar panels. So to do that, let me put this back on there. To do that, we'll take this solar panel cable, and it's clearly marked on here. All these are marked different. It says only use solar panels with compatible voltage. So I've already confirmed that with the ones we have. So now we're going to put this on AC input, and just like that, twist it to lock it in. And now we will trace out our cables from our solar panels and make sure, let's do one at a time. So like I said, this is going to be a true test because in a winter storm scenario, you're not going to have any sunshine. So we're not going to get a lot of output from the sun today. So if you look on here, these are clearly labeled too, and I like this. This makes this so much user friendly. So DC1, PV, plus, and negative. So we're going to take one input from the solar panel number one, plug it in just like that, and the other one. Okay, so that solar panel is on. Let's see. Okay, so it came up. It's showing 0 right now, so we're going to give it a minute to see if that sun puts anything through. Okay, now we're at 15 watts, 22 watts input. I know it's hard for you guys to see the screen, but it is charging. So we're using this unit. You can see the lights are still on, and the solar panel is charging. Let's see what two solar panels do. All right, so like the first one, this one's labeled DC2, so we'll go ahead and plug it in. It clicks, so you know it's locked. There we go. Our second solar panel is on. Now we'll wait a minute and see if that number goes up. 49 watts. So like I said, these are each one of these panels down here are 200 watt panels, so a total of 400 watts of input that you could charge this thing. It's a very bad overcast today, so we're not getting all that sun. But how awesome is it to have a battery backup like this that you can use at your farm, your house, your homestead, whatever you're doing, and you can rely on a renewable resource like the sun and actually use it for whatever you need it for. And I've proven that it works with the heat lamps. It works with the stock tank water heater, which pulls a ton of power. 1500 watts. I am surprised that it actually worked with even with the heat lamps on. So this thing could come in handy for us, so stay tuned for a future video because like I said, tomorrow we have a chance of tornado warnings and severe weather. So now what I'm going to talk about, guys, is I'm going to talk about the app. So you can go to your Play Store or your Apple iPhone store, whatever that's called. Okay, so once you download the Bluetti app, open it up, and you don't have to log in. You can just click connect and it will come up. It automatically, your Bluetti device will have Bluetooth turned on. So you click on your device, it just shows up right there, and it shows you a home screen. And right now it is showing you my DC watt. I actually have it on, but I just pulled my phone off to show you guys this. We're not discharging any DC power from it right now, so we're going to go ahead and turn it off by this little top blue button. Go ahead and turn it off. Okay, the DC's off, but you can see the AC is still on, the little blue spot down there, and we are discharging 374 watts AC power, and that's going to the heat lights right now. If you look up here on the top left, we are inputting 51 watts of power from the solar panel. So we're using 373, but we're gaining 51. So you can do the math. It's going to slow down the discharge. So for this thing to actually run all the way down, this will help out. We're at 93% battery capacity. So how awesome is
Okay, real quick, last but not least, I went ahead and pulled a Ranger in the shop. I've got it hooked up. We are gonna see if this thing will power our refrigerator and our freezer. Now, I talked to you guys about how important it is for all the stuff on the farm, but when it comes down to it and it comes to survival mode, running your fridge and your freezer with all your food in it, that is very important, and you want something that will do that for you. So if the grid goes down, you gotta have something generator-wise that you can power your food source from. And right here we have our freezer. We have a freezer fridge set right here. We're not gonna do just one, we're gonna try to power them both up. So I've already got them plugged in over here. What I'm gonna do is just turn on this power strip. And I just heard both of them kick on. So that is incredible. Look at here, that's where we keep all our meat. We keep our pork, our chicken, all that good stuff. And here, same thing, keep our fish. And here it's running. The compressors are coming on. So I have tried other generators and power banks in the past, and just a surge of just our freezer, the power banks would not work with just one freezer. This Bluetti, this thing is incredible. The AC500, I turned them both on at the same time, and they kicked on, the compressors kicked on, and they're both running at the same exact time. So not just one, but it's working with two, and it's only pulling 315 watts right now. So this is awesome, guys. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. If you guys live on a farm and you raise meat products to sell or anything, and you have deep freezers and stuff, this thing will run not just one, but it will run a lot of things at one time. So you got a lot of options with this, and you don't have to worry about losing all that work that you put into raising all these animals, all the livestock and stuff that you butcher for meat to resell, or just for your own purposes for consumption. You can depend on the Bluetti. So there you go, that's a test. I give it a thumbs up for sure. So guys, this Bluetti unit, I'm gonna give it my stamp of approval. I know we can use it here on our house. We can use it for our livestock. We can use it for farming. We can use it for powering our freezers where we store our meat and our food. And here's the best thing about this thing. This thing is not like having to go out and fire up an old generator that's been sitting all year long with old gas in it. If you're elderly, if you are somebody that don't have a lot of strength or something, and you don't have one of those nice fancy key start generators, you can just turn on a button on this. I know Rachel could come out here and do this. The kids could come out and do this. Most people know how to control a smartphone. This is pretty much the same thing. You can do everything from that BlueTTI app on your phone. So I'm excited for this. And the cool thing about this is two different units. So it's mobile. They both have handles on there. This comes in at about 60 some pounds. I think the battery units are around 80 some pounds. So these are a little heavier. Like I said, this don't have a battery in it, but you can expect to use this with confidence. You can keep this charged and stored in your house, and whenever you need it, it's going to be ready to go. Now, Bluetti does recommend once every 6 months, go ahead and hook this up to some type of charge source, whether it be solar or AC, just to top it off, and it will always be ready to go. So with confidence, you can go into your garage or whatever, turn this thing on, hook up an extension cord in a case of emergency, and it's going to be ready to go. And like I said, this one we have about 3,072 watt hours of power just with this battery bank right here, but you can add up to 6 of these batteries for a little over 18,000 watt hours, and that is an insane amount of electricity. So that will last several days
if you just have a microwave you're using it every so often, or refrigerator or freezer that you keep running, this will do awesome. And then if you have the solar panels or anything like that to actually input and charge it back, it's even going to last longer. So I will leave a link to this unit down in the description below. If you guys are interested, check it out. You can go online and read all about it. They have a user-friendly website, and I'm a big fan of Bluetti products. You guys know I have a smaller Bluetti product that I take down to the lake with me, and I charge my power tools and stuff like that because we don't have any power down there. But now what's cool about this is I can put this in the back of the Ranger like it is now. I can drive down there. I can put this in the back of any of our vehicles. I can charge it on the way and it'll be ready to go. And we have so many more types of input. So thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Stay tuned because you guys know we got all the baby goats over in the big field. We got more being born today. I've got to go do more videos and stuff. So subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you next time.